So the problem that we were really talking about in a bunch of different ways, which is the security concepts, implementations, or perceptions around cloud providers. Over the past 10 years, we've seen cloud come from a concept to really hitting mainstream corporations now. And so really over the past couple of years, that conversation around cloud, as it's hitting the vast majority of companies as they're thinking about it or moving to, really pushes that conversation front and center to everybody's minds. Well, we talked about a bunch of different things. One, the difference between companies and consumers in regards to that concept of privacy and security and how they perceive them differently and how they act on them differently. I think we definitely talked about privacy as a whole, legislatively within the US, the EU, and other countries, and the impacts that it's had or benefits or misconceptions that it might have been around the actual act itself and how organizations or individuals perceive that to really mean. And we also really talked about the onus or the responsibility between the cloud provider as well as the buyer in that particular sense. I think we disagreed and gently in some cases where my perception is the cloud provider needs to have an ongoing or an active role in that conversation where they might not be an owner or accountable in a particular case. They should absolutely put their foot forward and start driving in solutions capabilities to enable that customer to see the world that they want to see. So what we have is the implementation of the capabilities and mindsets into the product and service, but not just by capabilities or feature functionality, but also in how we behave. So for instance, if a customer has an operational problem, a security incident, are we just going to sit there and say it's not part of our SLA, or are we actually going to jump in and help out our customers? And that's kind of one of the tangible aspects of what I mean by operational mindset. The biggest industry problem I think that we have today is really one of education, of employees and consumers and individuals, but also of individuals within the security industry, how we educate them on the basic theories and how to apply them to organizations, as well as how we take individuals not in the security industry, educate them so they can be really good practitioners, because we have a huge skill gap within the industry as a whole. I think 20 years ago, I was fresh out of college. I was working more as a financial analyst for a company in Philadelphia, and probably not having a very clear thought or idea of what I wanted to be, and then eventually fell into one of the best jobs I've ever had in my life, where I worked for Pricewaterhouse as a security consultant at the very ground up, and fell in love with the whole industry. And so that's why I stuck with it for all these years.